I married him for money. I thought I had found the perfect life, but I had no idea my dream was actually a trap. My name is Mia, and I grew up poor. I watched my mother struggle. I watched my father work endless hours and still bring home nothing. I promised myself one thing: I would never be poor again. Love? That was a luxury I could not afford. Security came first, always. Then I met David. He was charming, confident, and handsome. When he smiled, people turned to look. He had a big house, a shiny car, and gifts that cost more than my entire childhood home. To me, he was everything I dreamed of. I didn't care if he loved me. I didn't care if I loved him. I only cared about what life he could give me. We dated for 6 months. Fancy dinners, expensive jewelry, weekend trips I had only seen in magazines. When he proposed, I said yes immediately. The ring sparkled like my future, bright, perfect, untouchable. The wedding was everything I imagined. Guests whispered about how lucky I was. I smiled, I laughed, I pretended to be in love. I felt powerful. I had won. But the reality of living with David was different from the fantasy. He was never home. When he was distant, quiet, distracted. Sometimes he would avoid my questions about work or money. I noticed letters arriving at the house, strange bills, statements with numbers I couldn't understand. I tried not to look too closely. I told myself, don't ruin your life over curiosity. Yet, the more I saw, the more I felt something wasn't right. One evening, I was cleaning his study. A letter slipped from a drawer. I picked it up. My eyes widened. It was a bank statement. I couldn't believe what I saw. The numbers didn't add up. There were debts, loans, payments that no rich man should have. I stared, frozen. My heart pounded. Had I married a lie? I wanted to ask him, to demand the truth, but something in me froze. I realized I didn't know David at all. I thought I had it all: money, power, respect, the perfect life. But the truth was hiding in plain sight, and soon everything I believed would crumble. I couldn't stop thinking about the bank statement. David wasn't rich, not really. The mansion? Mortgaged. The car? Leased. The fancy gifts? Bought on credit. I felt my heart sink. Everything I thought I had was a lie. The next morning, I decided to find out the truth. I went through letters, bills, and emails. The numbers didn't make sense. David had loans, debts, even gambling fines. He had spent years pretending to be rich just to impress me. I confronted him. David, you're not rich. None of this is yours. He looked at me, and for the first time, I saw his real face. I know, he said quietly. I wanted you to marry me. I wanted you to stay. I didn't know how else to do it. I felt a mix of anger and shame. I had married him for money, and now I saw that money never existed. But my pride refused to let me give up. I thought, maybe I can still find another rich man. I started going out, dressing carefully, smiling for the right people. I flirted, I laughed, I pretended to be someone else. I thought I could use my beauty and charm to secure my life. But nothing worked. Some men wanted more than just appearances. Some men wanted love. And some men had secrets worse than David. One evening, I met a man who seemed rich. He had a car, a big office, and an expensive watch. I smiled, I played my part. But soon, I found out he was married. Or worse, he was a con artist. I lost money I didn't even have trusting him. Meanwhile, David's debts were catching up. Letters arrived from banks and lawyers. The mansion's mortgage was overdue. The car was taken back. He fought to pay, but it was impossible. I watched, hopeless, as the illusion of wealth collapsed. Our marriage changed. We argued every day. We blamed each other. I blamed him for lying about money. He blamed me for lying about love. We had nothing to hold on to. No money, no trust, no hope. I realized painfully that I had married the wrong person for the wrong reasons. I had ignored love, ignored kindness, ignored truth. All I had wanted was money, and it had brought me misery instead of security. Finally, after months of fighting, I left. I walked out of the mansion with nothing but my bag. David stayed, trying to save what was left of the house. I had nothing. No car, no house, no money, no love, no respect, no friends who understood. I went home. The streets I once hated now welcomed me, but it felt empty. I realized I had spent my time chasing illusions. I had thought I could buy happiness. I thought money could solve everything. I had been wrong. I sat alone in my small room. I remembered my mother's struggles. I remembered my promises to myself. I had tried to escape poverty by marrying a lie. And now I had learned the hardest lesson of all. I married him for money, but all I gained was regret. And now I had nothing. Not love, not wealth, not happiness. Only the truth I had ignored for so long. The life I wanted was never real. The man I married was never the man I thought. And I had wasted my youth chasing shadows. Sometimes I wonder if I had chosen differently, if I had listened to my heart, maybe I wouldn't be here, empty-handed and broken. But the truth is harsh, and life is unforgiving, and some lessons you can only learn the hard way.